Hello friends, today we will be fixing the front tow hook threads on the 6th generation Mitsubishi Mirage. To start, I will demonstrate the issue by trying to screw the tow hook in by hand. It's hard to see in the video, but we're only getting about 2 threads worth of engagement. That's why there's rust on the last 2 threads of this. I tried to use a wrench to help me turn it, but that does not work. Here's a close-up look at those tow hook threads. Rust appears to be our issue. As you can see, behind the threads is completely open. That's the inside of the frame rail. According to Alex 1A1F on the Mirage Owners Forum, the tow hook is M24 by 3.0. This is an ISO standard. M24 indicates that the outer diameter of the threads is 24 millimeters, and the by 3.0 means that the distance between the crest of adjacent threads is 3 millimeters. In the ideal world, I would use a thread chaser or a tap to clean up the female threads on the vehicle frame. A tap is what's shown here. The tap is essentially the same thing as the tow hook, but it has those V-groove flutes cut into it that allows it to extract rust and debris that is getting in the way of the tow hook. A thread chaser is essentially the same thing as a tap, but it's not tapered as it's not designed to create new threads, so it's easier to use and harder to mess up. On McMaster Car, a set of taps and dies that includes the one we need goes for $550, which is out of my budget. Instead of either of those things, we're going to use this $10 pipe fitting brush. Remember that the outer diameter of the tow hook threads was 24 millimeters. This pipe fitting brush is 1 inch, which is 25.4 millimeters, which means it's slightly larger, which is good. It means it'll do a good job at scraping and cleaning out those threads. Also remember that this is steel, but a lot of people will choose to go for one that's like brass or a softer metal, so that it causes less scratching and damage to those female threads. For the first couple of rotations with the pipe fitting brush, we're going to be pushing inward toward the vehicle to make sure it engages with the threads. After that, we could freely turn the handle. One of the things I was concerned about was that the handle would be too short, or that the handle wouldn't fit in the hole. That turned out to not be an issue for me. You can see here we just got the pipe fitting brush past the threads completely, which is why you see it moving freely in and out here. Now we will pull while rotating counterclockwise to get the pipe fitting brush to engage with the threads again. Then we'll rotate it counterclockwise until it comes out. You can see here our pipe fitting brush. A lot of the bristles are now bent slightly, and it's coated in rust, but it's probably in a good enough state to reuse a couple more times. This is likely an unnecessary step, but I'm going to use this air duster can to blow any pipe fitting brush bristles or rust off the threads and into the frame. Here's a close-up look at the threads post-cleaning. You can kind of make out some of the scratching caused by the hard bristles on the pipe fitting brush. If I used a pipe fitting brush with softer bristles, it may have caused fewer scratches, but I don't think it'll be an issue. This time, before installing the tow hook, we're to count the number of threads. I count about 8. Now we know if we get about 8 complete rotations that the tow hook is fully installed into the frame. I did count about 8 rotations, and the sudden difficulty in rotating the tow hook combined with the final position being horizontal are also indicators that it's fully installed. As suggested by a commenter, we're going to be using fluid film to protect the female threads on the vehicle. The exact quantity or placement of the fluid film doesn't really matter, we're just going to spray some onto the threads. Any that misses the threads will go into the front bumper or the frame rail, just like an added bonus. I'm going to spray some fluid film on the tow hook and reinstall it to make sure that all the threads are covered in fluid film. Notice how fluid film also works as a lubricant, allowing me to install the tow hook with just one hand here. Right as I removed the tow hook from the vehicle, you can see that the fluid film reached the very end of the threaded portion, indicating that it was fully installed. Finally, to reinstall the cover, you insert this hook. It's on the top side first, and then push the bottom side in. Before ending this video, I'd like to give a big shout out to 2AM Initials for leaving this YouTube comments telling me to use a pipe fitting brush and fluid film to clean out the threads. Thank you for watching. Please leave any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback down below.